The 1993 season, Skip Norfolk said, yeah, man, we did it again 2 weeks in a row. The kid from Marietta, California, has come home with the checkered flag.
Well, yeah, Bob, of course. You know, I want to win as much as anyone else wants to win. You know, it's a great series, and couldn't do it without my bike and my mechanic, Skip Norfolk. Good luck. Thanks.
In the 125 last chance qualifier, there were 22 riders going 4 laps, but only the top 4 would go to the main event. Picking up the whole shot and getting a great start was Turbo Reef.
Right behind him was Pascal Loret on the KTM. Shortly after this, he was able to move around into the lead, but it was number 93, Josh Hansing, finishing right on him with the fastest lap of the LCQ. They both make it into the main event. In the next 2 in line, Tiger Lacey edging out Turbo Reef.
And those are your Nissan qualifying results. This is the 125 main event from Pacific Bell Park in San Francisco, California, as the riders take their parade lap around. Right now, let's go down to Cameron Steele.
Well, we're setting up for the main event in the 125cc class. For the first time here in San Francisco, we got Supercross. Over my shoulder, we got a triple jump. Super scary, if you ask me, but for the guys here, it's like, yawn. The guys get out here, it's a technical track. All Supercrosses are. There's whoops, there's little timing sections, small jumps that turn into big jumps. You're always thinking, when they're on the triple jump, they're resting. Some guys adjust their pants. Bubba likes to adjust the goggles. They'll move their helmet around. They'll pull a tear off. It's rest time. They don't have to hold the bike super tight. But here in San Francisco, I want to point one thing out. The 125s are having a tough time coming through some of the obstacles going into those triples. The key is going to be get through the obstacle and get the triple every single time, or you're not going to win. You do it, and your money.
And thank you, Cameron. This is our 125 main event as we take a look at the Honda starting grid. James Stewart is there, Tyler Evans, Josh Woods, Travis Preston, Billy Lanovich, Craig Anderson, Brian McGavran's also in there. And there you see the second page, 917, Eric Sorby, Andrew Short, another great rider, Chris Gosler, Pascal Loret, Tiger Lacey, and of course, my man, number 99, Turbo Reef.
Shot of Preston there on the far inside. You see the tear-offs on his goggles out to his left. Reach out there and pull those away. The sign is sideways, about 4 seconds, and this main event is underway.
This is the 125 main event from Pacific Bell Park. Let's take a look and see who gets the SXGP.com hole shot. Going right to the front, it's Team Green, the Kawasaki rider, just blowing past. And then guess what? Welcome to Mr. Stewart's world.
Well, Sorby had a great hole shot. I talked about it. I was kidding around a little bit that he won the parade lap. He's right back out front where he planned on being. He's already gotten passed by David Pingree, who's worked his way into second. So Pingree, maybe that was smart. He followed Stewart around during that warm-up lap and looked at all the same stuff Stewart looked at, perhaps, but he's up front. Sorby gets him back. But those Moto World Suzuki riders running 3 and 4. Good starts for those guys. Good for Kawasaki as well. We'll see what happens with Sorby this week. Big topic of, for conversation after some of the blocking and stuff last week. He's very sorry, apologized on the internet, he apologized in Cycle News, he apologized everywhere.
Give him credit. It would have been easy for him to just take a defiant stance and say, forget all of you, but he came out and said, you know, I was wrong.
Meanwhile, look at the lead. Just like the heat race, it doesn't matter that you put everybody in there in the main. You got all the toughest riders. Stewart is still gone. He made a little mistake down this straightaway, lost his rhythm, but he can afford to do that with a 4 or 5 second lead already.
Meanwhile, Chris Gosler is on the move. He has already moved himself up into 4th position, putting heat now on Pingree and Sorby. Christopher Gosler, number 29, on board the Honda CR125R. He's number 39, correct that. Amstel Chaparral Honda factory connection. His tuner, Frank Latham, doing a great job. Gosler's one of those guys we talked about a few weeks ago that if Stewart and Preston have their problems, Gosler would certainly be there to pick it up.
Yeah, he's fast enough. I saw him, he was walking back from the track in his street clothes, and I was on my way over here to take a look at some stuff. I was like, come on, Chris. He just laughed like, I know, I could do better than I've been doing. And his teammate, though, Preston, is way back in the pack. Yes. He blew it right off the start, and he's just inside the top 10, but the title is starting to slip away now because you got, oh, nice pass by Gosler. So he was right. did mean business tonight, but his teammate is having a much tougher time.
Yeah, Preston slides back. So Chris Gosler makes a great block pass on Pingree, moves up. Travis Preston continues to have his problems. Now this is a longer race, 15 laps. As Gosler takes a look over to find out exactly where James Stewart is, he's heading in the opposite direction. Chris Gosler currently sitting in 3rd place. James Stewart about 100 yards out in front. How many times have we said that this year? And in 2nd place, here's Sorby as we look at the pass one more time on Pingree.
No, Gosler is just going to aim over to his right a little bit and jump all the way into the corner. He had to kind of cross it up a little bit to make sure that he stayed clear of Pingree, and Pingree kind of did a little flinch at the last second, going, where did he come from? Meanwhile, Stewart is flawless. He had one mistake in the early laps, but ever since then he's been flawless. A 46-second lap time, 46 flat, 2 seconds faster than the next fastest guy in the race. He's gone. I've not seen a lead this big in a Supercross in a long time. Well, since last week, but this is even bigger.
We'll be back with more of the 125 main when we continue from Pac Bell Park. HQ AMA World Supercross GP. The 125 main is in progress. Travis Preston making a move. Now he's in 8th place. Looks like he's trying to go for 7th now. You know, if anyone can pull this off, it'll be Travis Preston, but I think he would probably agree with us, David. He doesn't want to have to do this week in and week out, start 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and work his way up to the podium.
Now this is going to kill him. Picks up another spot on Mertens right there. Next on the list will be Andrew Short.
That'll be a tougher order.
And then Matt Walker, who he got together with in Phoenix. And then not too long after that, if he can keep on going and move up the ladder, he'll be passing Eric Sorby, and that could be interesting.
Travis Preston right there, number 1, the CR 125R, the defending 125 West champion from last year. And it's well documented the run-in he had last week with Eric Sorby. Sorby offering his mea culpa this week during everything. Any opportunity he had, he was apologizing, so give him credit for that. But I think Travis Preston was just absolutely bent on what took place, and rightfully so. But he's got to put that out of his mind now, David, and just ride.
He's gaining on Andrew Short right now as his teammate works on Matt Walker.
This is the battle for 2nd right now. Sorby on the right side of your screen, number 917.
You got Kawasaki's right now running 1, 2, and 3. They're having a great night.
There you see the Honda stopwatch as we clock Sorby and Gosler. Gosler currently sitting in 3rd, Sorby in 2nd.
And I wonder if Travis's teammate, Gosler, he gets up and has anything to say about this with Sorby. I wonder if anything will happen, if there's any residue, and these guys are carrying that stuff from last week. Sometimes they do it. I hope not. I hope this all stays clean.
Andrew Short currently sitting in 5th. He turned to 47.87.
And just got passed.
Look at that. Well, Travis Preston, let's give him credit.
Triples into that corner. Yeah, he's just when it was starting to look ugly for him, and it still does in terms of where James Stewart is on the racetrack, almost a half a lap ahead of him at this point.
Well, what's disheartening for other riders is James Stewart just lapped Tiger Lacey. We're only halfway through the race.
Well, you can't say enough about what Stewart's doing right now, but what Preston has done is worked himself into a position to get 2nd. Just up, look at that, 2nd place, just landing off the triple. He's just going over it, so there's plenty of time left.
Yeah, he's in 5th, but it's a very close 5th. When we return to Pacific Bell Park in San Francisco, California, we'll have the conclusion of the 125 main. Don't go away. Main is winding down. Sorby in 2nd, Walker in 3rd, Gosler in 4th, and then Travis Preston coming hard.
Now, he caught these guys pretty quick. I'm wondering what's going to happen when he gets up to them. You know, you can catch riders quickly, but getting around them all, especially this caliber, they're all capable of running pretty much the same speed as Preston. That's gonna slow his progress a little bit. There's no way they're gonna gain anything on Stewart. This is a race for 2nd right here.
Look at this. As they go in 4 wide, Walker is now in 2nd. Sorby has dropped back to 3rd, and here comes Preston. He picks off his teammate, and here comes Preston and Sorby as they go into the corner. What will happen? The 2 Kawasaki's trying to hold off a hard-charging Travis Preston, folks. Let's hope we don't see what took place last week, but what a shot as they come across the finish line.
Well, Preston got together with Walker in Phoenix. Didn't really mean anything by it, and I was talking with Mitch Payton. Here's another replay of Preston getting right between everybody. Jumps to the inside of his teammate, and then on the way out he had a little bit faster rhythm, was almost able to pick up another spot. So,
and while we were watching that replay, he picked up Sorby, no harm done there, just slid right past him. So now he'll go to work on Matt Walker. Travis Preston, who is as far back as 8th, now sits in 3rd. And look at this run.
That's the faster line. That outside timing puts you to the inside in this next corner, and Walker knew it. He looked over and saw him there. What a ride by Preston to come from mid-pack all the way up to 2nd. Walker goes for the block pass.
Oh, my! Matt Walker just absolutely pinned Travis Preston. He had nowhere to go. Closed his line down, and David, what I can see is one of the most dangerous positions to do it.
Well, hey, he was just trying to hold his position. I don't know that he meant to do that or anything, but what I was bringing up a moment ago was, and here we are looking at it again. Preston, he looks over and knows he's coming in. He should have probably backed out of that a little bit more. He knows that now. It looked like Walker got sideways and tried to avoid that, but when he high-sided, it put him right into Preston's line. Almost takes down the finish line scaffolding, and you know what? I think Preston's had enough. He's getting lapped right now by the rider he's chasing for the series. Unbelievable. What a ride to come from mid-pack up to 2nd, back to mid-pack.
And I ask you, what more does Travis Preston have to do? Is there's riders now down on the track in front of them, so this will cause all kinds of... So Stewart laps Preston at a very opportune time when riders were down in the corner, and he had to slow up. Stewart just blasted right past him. Just look at it one more time. Now this is a reverse angle on the pass.
Well, Walker was just trying to make sure that since he knew he wasn't going to be able to do the double, just go out wide and make sure that Preston wouldn't be able to do it either. I think what he meant to do there was, for the most part, clean, but it sure didn't look it.
Right now, James Stewart leads 2nd place by more than 26 seconds. That means if James Stewart stopped at the track for 25 seconds and started back up again, he'd still have a 2nd lead over 2nd place. And if I'm Preston, I'm going to sit on the back of Stewart and just follow and let him lead me through.
And Stewart was only able to double right there. He messed up the whoops, decided, oh, I'll just double, pull a tear off. And Preston actually, it looked like he had him pass back and looked over at him like, nah, just go. You have no idea what my night has been like so far. Just go ahead of me.
Well, the battle right now between Matt Walker, number 30, and Chris Gosler, 39, rages on.
Well, this thing with Walker, remember when he was in 2nd place and Preston got together with him in Phoenix, and that ruined his race. So I don't think Walker really meant to do it, but I don't think he feels terrible about it. He's been there, done that.
I think Travis Preston already came in as mean as a snake and upset about last week, and I'm going to wonder how it's going to feel after this race. Yeah,
he's got to do, it's all or nothing now, and I think anytime he sees green, he's going to run right over it. And I guess at this point, I couldn't blame him. You know, whether it was an accident or not, that's twice, and that's too many times.
And not really point a finger at Matt Walker. You know, it's racing. He's just trying to hold his line, but it just looked like a precarious situation for him to drift over right before that big double.
Well, he got sideways, and the bike high-sided and sent him that way, and he figured, okay, well, I messed up. Well, let's keep going over a little bit more so that Preston can't do this double, and that's too bad.
Well, Travis Preston, give him credit. I mean, the kid has been taken down more times in a tree in the Oregon forest, and he goes almost into that metal scaffolding, and he stays upright, rides his bike off the side, jumps right back in as James Stewart continues to give the fans here at Pacific Bell Park a show.
He's having a good time out there. Only goes for the double right there.
Well, the white flag is out. White flag is out, excuse me, with 1 lap to go here at Pacific Bell Park, and has been all James Stewart. And he is starting to string together a group of victories that's going to make him tough to catch, not only for the title, but his confidence has got to be absolutely soaring.
What a weird situation for him to know that he just lapped 2nd place in the points, and for Preston to see this, it's got to be salt in the wounds.
And your winner in the 125 main event, James Stewart on board his Kawasaki, picking up his 3rd victory in a row. Walker and Gosler still battling for 2nd and 3rd. Who will be on the podium in what position?
Looks like Walker's going to hang on to it, and I wonder what the mechanics think about it this week.
Wow, I tell you what.
They're standing right over here to the left of our picture. They saw that whole thing.
The hands are going up, and they're all just going, what is going on? Meanwhile, another joyous stop. And it's the lucky helmet. I'm telling you, the folks at Fox put that thing under vault and key and make sure this kid does not travel without it.
Well, it's working. And the crowd loves him. This kid he's doing everything right. I wondered about the dancing in Phoenix. I thought that might be a bit much, but you know, the baseball players celebrate when they hit a home run. Football players celebrate when they make a touchdown. Oh no, the helmet.
And let's send it down to Cameron Steele, who's down on the track. He's with Travis Preston, who obviously is a little upset about what happened in the main event.
Well, guys, there's people still coming over the finish line. I caught up with Travis Preston. Last week we talked to you about moves Eric Sorby made on you. I know the pro circuit team is not your favorite team right now. Tell me what happened between you and Walker.
You know, it's like the 125 class is like the 125 novice class. There's like 3 people that can ride. And I'm working my way up to the pack, and everybody knows I'm going faster than them. And like, people are just giving me a hard time for some reason. Like, he came way over, and you know, I don't know. You know, it's one thing if he's faster, but he's not. And everyone just keeps messing with me.
Well, we're sorry you had a weekend like this, Travis. The bullseye, the championship #1 plate. Do you feel it slipping away at all from you? Or you still feel like this is something you can attain?
I try not to think about it. I mean, I'm out there riding the best that I can. I mean, I rode a good race till that point, so what can I do?
Your riding's awesome. We'll see you next week in Anaheim, Travis.
Thanks.
When we return to Pacific Bell Park in San Francisco, California, we'll have official results from the 125 main. Plus, we'll talk with our winners. Stay with us.
Everybody's
Supercross series has been brought to you by Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles. By THQ World Supercross GP. Get tickets at sxgp.com. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. Welcome back to San Francisco, California, in Pacific Bell Park, and the 125 main event as we take a look at our Suzuki main results. Your winner, James Stewart Jr. Walker and Gosler will join him on the podium. Let's go down to Cameron Steele.
Well, the first time the 125s ever raced here at Pacific Bell Park, this guy comes through. I got to ask, James, do you have any idea how many guys you lapped? I don't. I was sitting next to the course. I was just amazed how quick you were going.
I don't know. I lapped #1. You know, I guess that 259 looks a lot better on my bike than that #1 on his. And, you know, I feel really confident out there. You know, I had an awesome start. And it don't matter how many people I lapped. All I know, I won.
The track seemed to be very difficult out there for a lot of guys. The obstacles seem hard for everybody to get over. For you, it seemed like it was pretty easy today, and I heard you were a little frustrated in practice today. What helped you overcome all that?
You don't understand, like, you know, this whole week I've been sick, and, you know, coming in this race, I was kind of like a little shaky, and then yesterday, you know, kind of got lucky. I was really like winded today, you know, from being cold all week, and I didn't ride that much. And you know, I felt good. I came out on top, and you know, I wasn't too confident coming into the main, but you know, I still won by 25 seconds. So you know, wait till I get good. We're going back to Anaheim, which is first win last week, and 2 in a row. Actually, 3 in a row now.
He's counting up how many in a row, you guys. This guy is unbelievable. Watching from the side of the track is so amazing. If you haven't seen it, get out to a stadium soon. I throw it back up to you guys right now.
All right, thank you, Cameron. James Stewart is out in front as we look at our point standings. Travis Preston, with his problems, has moved into a tie with Andrew Short. Christopher Gosler right behind them. Let's go down to Cameron Steele.
Well, guys, we've seen some impressive riding from this guy. Matt Walker has been fast. He's been on the gas. He's been riding tough. A second place tonight. Is it satisfying, or are you just a little frustrated? You're 1 spot away from where you want to be.
I'm very frustrated, but I'm more frustrated that these guys here booed me for no reason. I mean, 2 weeks ago I had the race of my life going, and it got cut short because of a move that a champion made that he shouldn't have made. And you know, anyway, it knocked me down, and I got 14th, and I had a second. So tonight, you know, what goes around comes around. It's called karma, and everybody knows it and believes in it. And you know, he got what was coming to him. You know, I think that everything's clean plate now, but you know, I just come here to do my job, and that's to be on the blocks, and which I am. And I owe it all to Pro Circuit, Mitch Payton, Kawasaki, my mechanic, Zach White, and Scott Goggles and Thor Raceware for getting me here.
Hey, Matt, I want to ask you, you came inside on Travis, and it's part of the race, and you take the line. It looked like he tried to shove himself back in there. Were you aware of what happened to Travis behind you?
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there and saw it all. I closed the door on him, and he still tried to gung-ho it and be heroic and I guess try to jump the finish line. And I don't know, I guess he hit the flagger or the pole or something. I don't know, he went down. But, you know, that's racing. You know, you can't cry about it. I didn't cry about it when it happened to me at Phoenix, you know. Wasn't much said about it, but when it comes around on him, you know, it's a different story. I don't think it should be like that, or I don't think, you know, the media should play it up to be like that, you know. If it happens, it's racing, and I did what I came here to do.
Hey, Walker, great race, man.
Thanks a lot. Thank you all for watching.
All right, thank you very much, Cameron. Remember, you can join us live. We've got some great cities we'll be visiting in the next few weeks. Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, California. Then we head to the frozen tundra of Minneapolis, Minnesota. After that, it's a nice jaunt down to Hotlanta, Atlanta, Georgia. Hopefully, you'll be able to make it and watch this action live. On behalf of my colleague David Bailey, Cameron Steele, and Jamie Little, I'm Todd Harris saying good night from Pacific Bell Park in San Francisco, California. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Good night, everybody.